The goose that laid the golden eggs. Once upon a time, there was a poor farmer and his wife who lived in a small cottage. They worked hard every day, but could barely earn enough to live. One morning, as the farmer was tending to his animals, he noticed a strange, shiny object glinting in the goose's nest. "What is this?" he exclaimed. When he picked it up, he was amazed to see it was a golden egg. "Look, dear," he called to his wife, barely able to believe his eyes. "Our goose laid a golden egg." His wife ran over, her eyes wide with excitement. "We're going to be rich," she cried, her voice trembling with excitement. From that day on, every morning, the goose laid one golden egg. The farmer and his wife sold the eggs, and before long, their lives of poverty transformed. They could finally afford luxuries they had only dreamed of. They bought new clothes, fine furniture, and plenty of delicious food. However, as the days passed, the wife's greed began to grow. "Why should we wait for just one egg every day?" she said, her eyes glinting with greed. "What if we could get all the gold at once by cutting the goose open?" The farmer hesitated. "But what if there's nothing inside?" he asked. "Don't be ridiculous," his wife replied impatiently. "The goose is full of gold, I'm sure of it." Unable to resist, they decided to go through with their plan. They took the poor goose and cut it open, only to find nothing but feathers and flesh inside. The golden eggs were gone forever. The husband and wife stared at each other in shock, their hearts heavy with regret as they realized the cost of their greed. But it was too late. The goose was dead, and there was no way to get more gold. They had to return to their old life, which was even harder now because they had gotten used to being rich and comfortable. And so, they learned a bitter lesson. Greed, if left unchecked, can destroy even the most precious gifts. And that's all for this story. Vocabulary. 1. Tending to. Example: she is tending to the garden every morning. 2. Strange. Example: the strange noise kept me awake all night. 3. Glinting. Example: the glinting stars lit up the night sky. 4. Exclaimed. Example: she exclaimed in surprise when she saw the gift. 5. Amazed. Example: he was amazed by the beautiful sunset. 6. Barely. Example: she barely had enough time to catch the bus. 7. Laid. Example: the hen laid 2 eggs this morning. 8. Exclamation. Example: her exclamation of joy echoed through the room when she received the good news. 9. Trembling. Example: he was trembling with fear as the storm approached. 10. Before long. Example: before long, the rain started pouring down. 11. Transformed. Example: the small town was transformed into a bustling city over the years. 12. Luxuries. Example: she lived a life of luxuries, with expensive clothes and a grand mansion. 13. Furniture. Example: the furniture in the living room was modern and stylish. 14. Delicious. Example: the cake was so delicious that I couldn't stop eating it. 15. Greed. Example: his greed for money led him to make unethical decisions. 16. Glinting. Example: her glinting eyes sparkled with excitement as she told the story. 17. Hesitated. Example: he hesitated before making the final decision. 18. Ridiculous. Example: the idea of running a marathon without training seemed ridiculous. 19. Impatiently. Example. She tapped her foot impatiently while waiting for the bus. 20. Resist. Example. He couldn't resist the temptation of eating the chocolate cake. 21. Go through with. Example. Despite the challenges, she decided to go through with her plan to start a new business. 22. Shock. Example. The news of his sudden departure was a shock to everyone. 23. Heavy with regret. Example. She felt heavy with regret after not accepting the job offer. 24. Bitter. Example. He spoke with a bitter tone, recalling the events of the past. Thanks for your watching and listening. Have a nice day.